folks, and welcome to my channel. Today, at the time of filming, is I can't keep track of the date. It's the 13th of May 2025. And we're going to do a little bit of a Megan special today. I was just going to I'm just getting my phone up to look at the stuff I'm going to be looking at. I was just going to read on the Beyonce concert, but before I started to get ready for it, I went online just to see if anything else had happened. Because sometimes you find that with videos, you read on something and then something else has happened and it's like catch up sometimes. And there's been a couple of things. So, Meghan appoints Bill Gates' ex-assistant as chief of staff. Can you remember? I mean, this is a long time ago. This is a long time ago. When I did a reading and I said there was some type of Bill Gates connection here, and I wasn't sure what it is. I don't know anything about this. It's literally just come up this morning. So I'm just going to write stuff down so I don't forget it with perimenopause brain. Um, so Meghan, Bill Gates, advisor. I don't know if I'm going to do these in order. We've then got Thomas Markle struggling after leaving US as Meghan's brother moves in with their father. That's GB News. Meg's dad, I'll put health. We've then got revealed what really happened between Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton. Let me just click on this the full title. Princess Charlotte's bridesmaid dress fitting, according to an insider. I haven't read that. Let's just look at this. Oh, it's stacking up, lass. Um, so Charlotte bridesmaid. This is where I come back to these and goes, I do it all the time. Charlotte bridesmaid fitting. What really happened? And then we get to the bit I'm interested in, which is the Beyonce concert. Well, let's start with the Beyonce concert because that's what I wanted to read on. My handwriting started off kind of neat, and then it's just like spiraled like a doctor's. In fact, I'll keep that open so we can line off. So get yourself a brew or a drink of your choice and let's get into it. So I've got three decks in front of me. I'm going to be using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. I'm also going to be using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reid. I'm also going to be using the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. Right, so I want to look at the Beyonce concert that Meghan and Harry went to. Let me show you the bits on Instagram that she's put. If you follow this story, you will have seen this anyway. So that's Meghan's Instagram, yeah. And this are the posts that she put on, okay, a Meghan concert. It's all about Meghan, you see. There they are, dancing about, smooching. I don't know who these people are with her. Let me know in the comments if you know who they are. More dancing about. Look like they're off the tits there. She changed her engagement ring again. Don't know. I won't know. And then my husband's hat gets a twirl. And under his hat, it says Archie, Lily, and my love. So let me scroll it in for you in case you didn't see. Oops. Archie, Lily, and my love. Right, so let's have a look at the real energies behind that concert. Not just the Beyonce concert, but Harry and Meghan. Looking at the energies between Harry and Meghan at the latest Beyonce concert. Looking at the energies, I want the real energies between Harry and Meghan. Real energies between Harry and Meghan at the Beyonce concert. Excuse me. Oh, what date are we on? Itchy nose. 13th of May. Oh, sorry. Itchy nose and a throat that's going weird. It's coming up to the anniversary of the beheading, isn't it? 19th of May. So show me the real energy. Swoops, whoops. What's going on here? There's a card that's fallen out already. So those two cards have fallen out. I'll pop those there. Woo! And the Fool's fallen out. Couple more shuffles. A real energy between Harry and Meghan at the Beyonce latest Beyonce concert. More than a couple of shuffles. So that's interesting. So interesting. At the bottom, we've got the lack of confidence. We've got the confidence card in reverse. So she's feeling, she's feeling the heat. A lot of people are saying that they're due to get divorced, that they're separated. There's a lot of rumor mill stuff going, and she's feeling this. She's feeling a knock to her confidence. She's not as confident, not as confident in her marriage or in her situation as she's making out. There's a deep inferiority complex at the minute. Um, Also, as well, it's worth mentioning that when, allegedly, this is only now that she's got a social media account, it's going to be more prevalent. But every time it seems that there's a big royal event, or specifically something to do with William and Catherine, up she pops. Like, people can say that it's just how it's rolling. It could be, but it just does feel that, and it's getting more manic. It feels like it's getting more manic. So the two cards that fell out in the reverse is the Moon in reverse, which can be releasing of the shadow. We've got the Fool in reverse, which is setbacks. So the setbacks of all the security thing, that's brought up a whole host of things. The fact that they're being chilled out by the royal family is triggering her. A decision, Two of Swords going forward. And it's almost they've got the five of battles then. I was going to say the Five of Wands, which is about battles. Um, I do wonder if it's almost like I'm getting the vision of you and somebody rolls their sleeve up when they're about to do something. They're gonna fight fire with fire, I feel, with the royal family. There's a real feeling here of not allowing them to find peace. Um, yeah. High Priestess in reverse is illusion. So we always seem to get that card, illusionary. Is it was it Michael Ball that first sang this song? 'Cause I used to like Michael Ball. I still do. Was it The Show Must Go On? I'm getting that. So let me look at the words. The show must go on. I've listened to it by Michael Ball, so I'll put Michael Ball. The show must go on lyrics. The show must go on. The show must go on lyrics. Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places, I guess we know the score. On and on. Does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mindless crime, behind the curtain in the pantomime, not nine. Hold the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore? I'll read that again. Empty spaces. What are we living for? Abandoned places. I guess we know the score. On and on. Does anybody know what we are looking for? Another hero, another mindless crime. Behind the curtain in the pantomime. Hold the line. Does anybody want to take it anymore? The show must go on. The show must go on. Yeah. Inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on. Whatever happens, I leave it all to chance. Another heartache, another failed romance. On and on. Does anybody know what we are living for? I guess I'm learning. I'm learning. I must be warmer now. I'm sorry, I'm having to scroll about like that. I must be warmer now. I guess I'll soon be turning round the corner now. Outside the dawn is breaking, but inside in the dark I'm aching to be free. The show must go on. The show must go on. Ooh, inside my heart is breaking. My makeup may be flaking, but my spine, sorry, my smile stays on. Let me do it like this. My soul is painted like the wings of butterflies. Fairy tales of yesterday will grow but never die. I can fly, my friends. The show must go on. The show must go on. I'll face it with a grin. I'm never giving in. On with the show. Oh, I'll top the bill. I'll overkill. I have to find the will to carry on. On with the show. On with the show. The show must go on. Songwriters Brian May, Freddie Mercury, John Deacon, and Roger Taylor. Oh, it was a Queen song, wasn't it, as well? That to me says it all. Go look at the lyrics in your own time, see, because I know I read a little bit shit when I read out loud. Um, I think that answers everything. Inside, I'm dying. The show must go on. It just feels like a show. Um, Death and rebirth, which is the same old story. It's the same old stuff being rehashed, the same old stories. Too. Page of Cups, not being able to fulfill not being able to fulfill dreams, releasing heartbreak. What's the card that comes after Knight of Swords? The heartbreak of all the protection stuff and all that's gone on there. Um, there was a woman I used to live next door to as a child, was a teenager, and she was a bit of a character. She lived a dark life. And I remember once when her partner got sent down, and rather than just being honest, she actually pretended he was still in the house. Um, yeah, it was odd, and I'm getting this same energy of pretending that everything's fine, not wanting to look at the truth, in it together, in too deep as well. They're in too deep. Um, Show me Harry's energy. Show me Harry's energy. Ooh, right, okay. So that flipped out. Oh, there's two there. Cleaning up, Five of Swords. Defense. Damn, I hate picking shit up like this. But that's interesting. I parted my cards like that, and I've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is the ancestry, the family line, and the lovers. I'm feeling real, and I think a lot of people are like this. The more that is said about Meghan, the more that is said about his marriage, the more that is thrown at it, the more he will hold on to prove a point. To a point, it could get fairly dark for him to actually go, I need to get out. A lot of people go, they're going to divorce, they're going to divorce, they're going to divorce. I feel as though it could get a lot worse before that happens. Um, he's going to keep going with the Eight of Wands. He's having mood swings as well. We've got Queen of Pentacles in reverse, so it's not solid. Um, Show me Megan's energy at the Beyonce concert. Show me Megan's energy at the Beyonce concert, the recent one. Yeah, lack of temperance. So was there I mean, if this usually comes up allegedly, sometimes this can I mean that temperance is about balance. It can be about balance with alcohol and stuff like that. When it's coming up like that, it's about an out of balance. So there could even be alcohol. I did say they looked a bit squiffy, not judging anyone that gets squiffy. Well, in the United Kingdom, that means drunk. I don't know what it means in other parts of the world, but there's a lack of balance of substances going on. Um, I'm just looking. I'm just looking at that fella there, this gentleman. Like, I know it's pentacles he's feeding. Let me do a clarifier for that. Four of Swords in reverse. The Three of Wands creating something, bringing something in. I'm feeling an energy allegedly of something quite not right with, and I did say it tonight, of substances that may have been used during these videos. They had quite a manic energy. That's all I'm saying. For legal reasons, I'm not going to risk my channel just for the sake of going in deep. But read between the lines. I feel as though there is something going on here in relation to substances. The taking of, receiving of, the giving of substances that are illegal. Yeah. Let's come out of that energy. Let me just clear these cards up. Beyonce concert, Harry and Meghan. Beyonce concert, Harry and Meghan. Beyonce concert, Harry and Meghan. Throat, throat chakra and heart chakra. The more that it gets near, I mean, this is the same for us, you know. Is there a certain date in your life? You possibly won't know. You might do, where you get really like edgy, or certain period in your life where you just feel really sad for no reason. There's a strong possibility that you died around those times, or got divorced, or whatever, or died in a plague. Around this time, up to the 19th of May, which is when Anne Boleyn got beheaded, there's an energy that comes between them both that is very strange. That's what I'm feeling. And it becomes very out of balance. Harry and Meghan latest Beyonce concert. Metamorphosis and deep freeze, hot and cold, the creation. Two become one, but not in a healthy way. Not in a healthy way. Absorbing each other's energy. Um, her absorbing his titles, she hated it, didn't she? She hated being in the UK. She hated the royal family, and yet her business is built on bloody tea and jams, everything that's British. Thank you very much. Tea. And it even says on our website, from my time in the United Kingdom, tea and biscuits, and it's just like, um, anyway, what we're going to go on to, yeah, this Meghan and Bill Gates advisor thing. Interesting. Meghan and Bill Gates advisor. I'm feeling she's having to go higher and higher in her advisors, and that's going to be costing. Um, because there's more and more of a mess that these people are having to put together. That's interesting. Clear, I meant. I stopped at the Five of Wands on that, which is battles. It's a hard job being an advisor for Harry and Meghan. Um, and they're needing more and more advanced people that can deal with advanced. I mean, Bill Gates is a controversial, in some people's eyes, a problematic figure. So this gentleman will be used to dealing with that kind of shite. Um, yeah. Ooh, we've got Two of Cups in reverse, and we've got the Star. So something about his star quality, but possibly not in alignment with his values. This could be the same old story that happened with the royal family, where she doesn't listen to advice. Um, the vision I'm getting is the fact that the advisors, excuse me, or some of the advisors want to tell her to just, I don't know, pare it back a bit, but she doesn't want to. Knight of Swords in reverse. Battles in reverse. One more card and out in the cold. So it doesn't feel as though this is even. It's like a non-starter energy. Um, it doesn't feel as though it's going to last long. Um, there's a lot of work to be done in their image, putting their image right. Parting of the decks. Lead. So somebody to come in and lead. How does he feel about Harry and Meghan? How does he feel about his new job? How does he... Ooh. Right, Ace... Oh, God. Lovers in reverse. I don't even know what that card is. Eight of Wands upright and Ace of Cups in reverse. Very cold energy. Non-loving energy. Very calculated energy. There's something here with him. And then the energy is just really heavy and really dark. I've no idea who he is. Do you know who he is? What his history is? Let's go to Meghan's dad's health. Show me Meghan's dad. Meghan's dad's health. Thomas Markle. Thomas Markle. That's interesting. The Queen of Wands comes out as I was going to part the deck, which is Meghan's card. Meghan's dad. Oops. Okay. Out in the cold. So he's out in the cold. Meghan doesn't want to know him. Harry doesn't want to know him. Lack of self-love, lack of love at the base of the reading. Very cold energy. A lot of people go, poor Thomas Markle, but I actually genuinely think that Thomas Markle really hasn't. I find the whole Markle family problematic, to be honest. Um, I've never looked at them as, oh, poor Markles, and how I think they're all very similar. I think they all operate in a similar way, differently. They've got a similar personality trait, but they all come ahead differently. Um, I don't think any of them help themselves, put it that way, including Meghan. Mental issues, anxiety, and overwhelm. Page of Cups in reverse. Dreams not being fulfilled. The Empress in reverse. Temperance in reverse. This had boundaries then. Burden. Two more cards. Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. That's interesting. When I saw the Queen of Cups, I thought Diana's energy around him. But then Queen of Pentacles came in, and that's Queen Elizabeth II as well. So their energies around him. One more card. And Betrayal. Card. And the Hanged Man in reverse. He's very, 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 very caught up in his pain. He kind of it's a hard one to do, is this? But it kind of, those people on Facebook that take pictures of themselves in hospital, or they'll take a picture of the cannula and put it on, and they'll say, "Oh God, in hospital, been here 300 hours and still here," and people go, "What's up, one? What's up, hon?" I'll tell you I'll inbox you. I'm getting that energy with him, but I'm also getting that the fact that there is a deep pain, and I think with those people anyway, there's a deep pain there, the need for attention. And the need for attention comes out in different ways for different people. But he's a very needy man. He is now. I don't know what it was like when he was younger, but he's a very out in the cold, like cut off from his young version of himself. Um, Let me do the Empress. That sounded awful. Let me do the Empress. Clarifier for the Empress. I feel as well he's helped to create Meghan. He's helped to create, well, okay, great. Excuse me. He's helped to create, what's this called? Yeah, indulgence. He's indulged Meghan as and this can happen in blended families or families where things have broken down. They can be indulged, and it feels as though there's been some indulging going on here. A lot of indulging, actually. But indulging in the wrong areas. Um, he's created this. I also feel as well he kind of created it for himself back then as well. Because I've said this to Gary. If I'd have been marrying Harry, and my dad had been taking pictures of himself like that and just behaving, it would have been difficult. It would have been difficult. I don't think for 1 minute I'd have, left my dad and not got given away by him. But it's almost like they're all the same. I never get into that energy. Oh, poor Samantha, poor Thomas. I just find them all a little bit difficult, and problematic. It's just they all have different ways of doing it, if that makes sense. They're a problem. Um, lack of could be addiction issues for him as well. Um, comfort eating, alcohol, other stuff. Lack of balance with his feelings, carrying too much. He's almost like he's the master of his own destiny, is Thomas. He's, what's the word I'm looking for? This creation of this poor old man that got abandoned, a couple of days before he's reveling it. He revels in it, so he's manifesting more and more of it for himself. That's what I'm feeling. Um, None of them help themselves. None of them help themselves. I think like the proper Meghan haters, the ones that get proper triggered, have got like team they love the whole Thomas Markle thing, and they, Team Thomas and all of that. But I think those of us that kind of can see the fact that the whole story is a little bit of a shit show, can see that there's no winners. And do you know what I mean? Card for Thomas Markle. Teach. Ooh, moving on. Now, this is weird because this is an Oracle card deck, right? And I don't do reverses in Oracle card. I just don't. I've got OCD with Oracle decks, so I put them back when all the cards are the same way. When I open this, all the cards are all over the place. He can't move on. He's not learning from anything. He's not learning from any of it. He's not like the royal family are trying. I do genuinely feel they're trying to learn from it. They're trying to put the one foot forward, best foot forward, and go forward and learn from it, and concentrate on growing their own brand or whatever, and showing up and be dutiful and not getting involved in the slagging match. But the Markles just aren't. They're a breed. They just are. They can't help themselves. They're thriving off of it. He thrives off being the victim. Samantha does as well. They all do. They can't move on. They're blocked. It was an opportunity beckons. An opportunity beckoned for Thomas to play this role. And money as well. They're getting paid, which is again his ick. I know Megan's problematic, but it's to me it's all problematic. Um, right, Charlotte. Whenever I tune into this, I kept looking down. I don't know if you could see when I was filming, but I kept looking down there. But I got a vision of Charlotte being when she was little, in an intimidated position with Megan. I'll tell you the vision I saw. Oh, how am I say up against a wall? I'm not saying, I don't think for 2 minutes, right? For 1 minute, sorry. That if Megan had got Catherine up, has Megan got Catherine up against a wall? Or did she have? Who knows? My hair, apologies for my hair. It's hormones, you see. Um, anyway, it's not about the hair. I'm not a model. Um, the vision I had was of Charlotte shrinking back from Megan, in that bridesmaid dress fitting. So, show me the energy of the bridesmaid fitting with Charlotte, Princess Charlotte and Megan. Show me the energy between Charlotte and Megan first. In fact, show me the energy of Megan towards Charlotte. We don't need to look at what Charlotte thought 'cause she's a child. Um, Show me how Megan was towards Charlotte. I'm hearing the words triggered because here was a blood princess. Um, Here was a princess who had everything that Megan's never had. Opportunities that Megan, imagine being jealous of a child. Opportunities that Megan never had. Show me how Megan treated Charlotte in the dress fitting. Ooh. Yeah, because of her own fragmented childhood in the past. Four of Wands. I mean, Four of Wands upright is about wedding celebrations. It wasn't a celebration. I don't even feel as though she kind of wanted her there. She did it to pacify Harry. I mean, there was that bit, wasn't there, where she had the bouquet and now I know a bride wants her own. That's got to be said as well. As a bride, you want your own sisters there, your own sister-in-laws, your own nieces, your own girlfriends, daughters, and whatever. But you don't do what she did with that bouquet thing. And little Charlotte don't even. I noticed that little Charlotte don't even look at her. She didn't even want Charlotte as a bridesmaid. Queen of Wands, misusing her power. See, that's the thing. If she's been a bit shit with Charlotte, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine wanting to nut somebody if they did, which is possibly why I'm not a parent. Because if you're there taking your little girl for a dress fitting, and the bride is going all, let's just say bridezilla, it feels as though Megan went bridezilla with her. Knight of Pentacles in reverse again. Upright is about, achieving something. It's about being proud of something. In reverse, it's like a misuse of power. The Sun in reverse, which is not a nice card. It's not a joyful card. The Family. Wanting it all to be about Megan, which, yeah, she's the bride, and it should be about the bride and the groom, but this was something different. Um, Three of Pentacles, there's other people involved here. I'm getting a vision of mocking Charlotte or me. Do you know when somebody I don't want to think for 2 minutes. I don't really want to think this because this is and this, but actually it could explain why William and Catherine are like, pardon the pun, with Meghan because what I'm being shown is Meghan and the other bridesmaids or the other mums mocking Charlotte or making it feel uncomfortable for Charlotte and Catherine. There's other people involved in this. I'm being shown that the Queen wasn't happy with it. There's a lot more gone on there before the wedding that we were party of. I'm being shown a dossier of information on Meghan. And it's one of the things that is actually, believe it or not, keeping her down. Temperance out of Temperance. So again, was under the influence. Four of Swords, cold, retreating. Um, Final card and King of Swords in reverse. You don't want to come across a King of Swords in reverse. He's a toxic bastard. When the King of Swords is in reverse, he's toxic. He can be argumentative, passive aggressive, um, verbally intimidating. Page of Swords in reverse as well, similar thing. Mental issues, anxiety. How did Charlotte feel? Just how did one card for Charlotte? How did Charlotte feel? Let's pull on how Catherine felt. Whoosh! How did Charlotte feel? How did Charlotte feel in the dress fittings? Restricted. Wasn't it the dress was too big or too small as well? Disempowered, quite intimidated, restricted, very shy. Um, right. How did Catherine feel in the dress fitting? How did Catherine feel in the dress fitting? Charlotte's dress fitting. The magician, good, taking charge, showing up, not allowing it to actually go out of control. Knowing that she had all the tools on the table to look after her daughter, all the tools on the table to protect her daughter going forward. Um, it was almost like show up, do what you need to do, and then leave. The Hanged Man in reverse. Oh, Betrayal in reverse. Do 3 cards. Heartbroken, as you would. Ace of Pentacle in reverse. The World. Upright. One more card for Catherine. And that's it. I'm going to do what I'm feeling. I feel that was like the nail in the coffin. And I think that would be for anyone. And it's almost like even if, you know, things that have been cemented over, Catherine would not have forgotten that moment when her daughter was treated as thus. And I don't blame her, to be honest. It's different when somebody has a go at you, but when someone has a go at your little girl, it's going to be different, isn't it? Um, Possibly as well spoke to the queen. Give me a clarifier for the magician, please. Give me a clarifier for the magician. I'm seeing her speaking to Philip, Prince Philip, about it. It's interesting, isn't it? He'd have just been like, just tell her to fuck off. As in, Catherine, tell Megan to F off. Fuck's sake, you can imagine, you can just hear it now, can't you? He's in his study, and anyway, I'm only having a laugh. Magician, clarifier for Catherine. Yeah, the tower. The Hierophant. Oh, that's interesting. Hierophant can be the powers that were, you're going to speak to your boss, going to speak to your mother-in-law or whatever. But I'm feeling here that she didn't get much support, didn't Catherine, with this? I'm feeling that they didn't really want to rock the boat too much with Meghan. They had this, I know, like, I did read Lady C's book, although I didn't finish Lady C's book about it. I found it too heavy, to be quite honest. But I know that in Lady C's book, oh, it must be right if Lady C said it. Um, that it was kind of this thing about getting Meghan in the family and not really because of the colour, because of the connection to the Commonwealth, and not really giving it much thought as to behaviour. It'll be fine, she'll fit in. There were alarm bells and things early doors, but I'm feeling, did Catherine get support in relation to the bridesmaid dress fitting? We've got the hermit that's nearly flipped out. That could also be why Catherine, has gone down the path that she's gone down. Could be why a lot of the reason why the cancer formed or cancerous cells, because that's a bitter pill to swallow. We know one of the many reasons how cancer forms. Um, Ross, yeah, devil in reverse. Did Catherine get support after the wedding dress, not the wedding dress fitting, the bridesmaid dress fitting? The burden, page of wands. I'm feeling that she didn't. And I'm feeling that's one of the reasons why William and William and Meghan, God, William and Catherine have such a different team to the royal family and have such a fiery team to, instead of like the royal family. Because I don't feel that the royal system really backed Catherine up. I'm hearing the words put up and shut up, which is horrible. And again, this should have been flagged early doors. I'm getting on my arse right now. But, nip it in the bud in the early doors, and now look where we are. She didn't get the support. It was a burden she had to carry alone. Um, Page of Wands at the bottom. Knight of Pentacles, which can be somebody coming in to offer help. What's his name? Oh, God, I'm shocking with names. Hey, thank God for Google. The guy, the advisor with the beard, or sod it. One of their advisors helped her. Her own team helped her. Felt betrayed by the system, not being given help, not wanting to upset Harry. Um, God, justice and balance. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse. 2 more cards, 3 more cards, 3 more cards. Ace of Swords wasn't heard. Well, Judgment in reverse. And the Moon in reverse. I want to keep pulling. The Fool in... Nobody did anything. She was caught in the middle. She was caught in the middle of being a mother, a wife to a future king, and death and rebirth. Okay. Well, that must have been a bitter pill to swallow. As not just, sort of being a princess, but well, she wasn't a princess then. She was a duchess. Yes, she was, wasn't she? Yes, a duchess. Um, but you've been in a family for years and you've sacrificed yourself for the family. You've showed up, put it up, and all of that shit. And yet the very institution, when you need a little bit of support, doesn't support you. It's also one of the reasons why they are having holidays. They are not working themselves into an early grave like some members of the royal family. It's why last year they just had a total lockdown. Wow. This is going to irritate me. I'll straighten the deck up after the reading. We'll just pull it. We're just going to take it that it means in reverse. Card for Meghan in the fitting. Like she's got the same card as Thomas. She's got the same cards as Thomas. She's her father's daughter. They're mirroring each other, Thomas and Meghan. Right, so a card for Catherine in the dress fitting. A card for Catherine in the dress fitting. I won't pull a card for Charlotte, just because she's a child. I don't really believe in diving deep with kids. Um, a card for Catherine in the dress fitting. Listen to me. Base chakra. The root of who you are. Fiery energy as well. Listen to me. This will echo across if we don't nip this in the bud. I'm going to keep pulling for Catherine. Oh, helpless and hopeless. Clarity of belief and seeing where she stands. Daydreams and decisions. Wanting out. There's a part, and I think there was a part last year where she wanted out. I don't care what anyone says. She wanted out last year. There's possibly still even fragments of that there this year. She wanted out last year, as well as the health stuff. Catherine wanted out. Daydreams and decisions. Awaiting results. That reminds me of like awaiting cancer results. And a manifesting her own life going forward. I want to keep pulling for Catherine. Rebuilding who she is. But again, at a higher level, she needed this, did Catherine, to rise up and to just breathe. I feel she felt pure rage at this. I actually feel that I'm very a loyal heart, me. And anyone does anything to, to you a story, you'll laugh. Let me pull another card and trust in the process. When I was little, if anybody, because I was 5 years older than my brothers, so my brothers were younger than me. But if anybody hit my brothers, I used to go hit them back. I was only about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was around about the 8 to 9 mark. I'd gone, or pull their hair up. I would. Obviously, I was a little child, but yeah, somebody's saying something to your child, especially when you can see what's going on. Anyway, that's a biggie, isn't it? Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And really interesting one is that. Interesting. Um, yeah, there is a playlist on here called CT's Royal Tarot. You can catch up on there. I'll see you on there if you want to watch me on there. Well, it's on the playlist is on here, but I'll see you on the playlist. Thanks for watching. Love to all. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.